Approximately 1 in 4 people in the UK will experience a mental health problem each year. In England, 1 in 6 people report experiencing a common mental health problem, such as anxiety, depression, in any given week. In 2016, the 5-year forward view for mental health set out plans for expanding IAP services so that at least 1.5 million people can access them by 2021. The NHS long-term plan 2019 pledged to the same commitment with an additional 2.3 billion per annum by 2023-24. In England, all aged 17 years or over can access IAP services. The IAP workforce is made up of administrators, trainees, well-being, practitioners, high intensity counselors, and clinical psychologists. What good looks like in IAPT, NHS England manages the IAPT program and has set following targets for activity, waiting times, and outcomes. Access target by 2023-24, 25% of all people with anxiety and depression would have access IAPT services. Waiting times 75% of new referrals should enter treatment within 6 weeks and 95% within 18 weeks. Recovery 50% of eligible referrals should recover following a course of treatment. Couple of sides I would like to talk about the coronavirus impact. Research in June 2020 found that 1 in 5 adults experience depression. The pandemic came without warning, with record pressure on NHS services. Out here, I would like to mention two notable areas of impact on IAP services. The first is increase in complex cases and the need to expand high intensity intervention. And the second is the increase in the remote provision of psychological therapies. In May, London IAP access was 18,305, below the targets of 24,214. Pre-pandemic, people went into IAP services by different routes: telephone, via visiting the site, GP referrals via email, and self-referrals on websites. IAP services are open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. And in the pandemic, the sites were closed, and so there was no direct access to IAP centers. The opportunity to increase access to service via self-referral routes has increased, and more than 60% of self-referrals are via IAP websites. The E3R project was launched in 2019 with an agreed strategic roadmap for London. From the beginning, I believe the development of a new digital pathway will be through engagement with service users and IAP workforce. The roadmap included the completion of ethnographic research, application of the double diamond design model, testing the prototype, and evaluation to prove the agreed hypothesis and the realization of defined benefits. The double diamond design process helped define the benefits of the solution. Each of the stakeholders has more than two defined benefits. In summary, there were three: increase access to IAPT, improve service user experience, workforce efficiency savings. The IAPT e-Triage solution is made up of two forms: self-referral form and preparation for assessment form. The forms are smart. They have information about the service. They give a lot of information about the treatment, and the self-referral form takes 6 minutes to complete. The e-Triage prototype was developed, and in on the 1st of December, it went live in Buckingham and Dagenham talking therapists for 6 months. In total, in that period of 6 months, 2,237 referrals were made via the e-triage pathway. I'll go through some few points on the feedback received. From the patients, 94% were satisfied with the clarity of the wording on the PFA. 86% found the form easy to use, and 91% of patients said they would use the form again. The Buckingham and Dagenham team is made up of 89 staff. 24 of them completed the survey, and the highlights were 54.1% of staff found ETR helpful in identifying patients at risk. 54.2% of staff said ETR did not impact the administrative time. Now, the future state. The desired outcome of the service user is to spend no longer than 6 minutes completing the and submitting the self-referral form. The future state of e-triage will include two key principles. One is measuring person-centered care, linking this to user-centered design. And second is the digital inclusion. Now, measuring person-centered care provides a huge opportunity to improve healthcare system processing and outcomes. This approach will help London IAP service better understand and define the benefits of e-triage. By doing this, the value of a proposition will be stronger to drive the adoption of e-triage regionally and nationally. The second phase of e-triage activation will focus on designing for inclusion. Disabled users will be included in testing. Features such as text-to-speech, screen readers, easy navigation on IAP website, closed captions, options for users to set time out on ETR forms, and the use of safe color are all on the table for us to consider in the next phase of development. Digital inclusion means we have considered the experiences, touchpoints, tools, and procedures and users' behaviors of 60% of the population in our e-triage design. I hope this has been enlightening for you, and I just want to say for thank you for listening. The following slide covers all the references. Thank you.